welcome to my channel on the best of fantasy. This is the week that was. And I want to start out with an announcement. This is about celebrating the fact that the channel has surpassed 15,000 subscribers, which is mind-blowing to me. And I would love to celebrate with all of you guys by having a live stream. So that is going to be something we're going to do on Saturday, July 16 at 11 a.m. Eastern Time here in the United States. So Saturday, July 16, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we will be celebrating the channel surpassing 15,000 subs, and I would like to thank every single one of you. It has been quite the journey, and I can say that I have learned so much, and I have so much gratitude for that. I have enjoyed all of our interactions together. I have enjoyed learning from you people, and I hope that in turn I have offered something as well to you. But I just appreciate, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate your support. I have just no words to express how meaningful it is to me to be able to interact with such lovely people on this platform. It has been so much fun and so transformative for me in my life, and I appreciate you all, and I hope you can come to the live stream on Saturday, July 16, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So it'll be great. We'll be celebrating surpassing 15,000 subs. We might even be celebrating surpassing 1 million views on the channel. We're not quite there yet as of today, but I think it is likely that we will pass 1 million views by July 16. I think it is pretty likely, actually. So we might be celebrating that as well. And who knows what else we'll be celebrating at that point. But that's probably enough to celebrate, right? So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And on the channel, I have been having some fun. We had a fantastic time with the live stream on To Ride Hell's Chasm by Jenny Wirtz. It was an amazing discussion. One of the most dynamic and fun discussions I have been involved in here on YouTube, and it was so much fun to be the host while Jenny Wirtz herself and Blaze from Under the Radar SFF Books and the wonderful Joanna participated in the discussion, along with some really great people in the chat. We had some great questions and feedback from people in the chat. It was really a fantastic time for me. So thank you to all who participated in that and watched that and left comments, etc., etc. Thank you. It was a great time. I also released my summer TBR, which is, of course, the asterisk goes there, highly aspirational. So that is my way of getting out of it if I don't quite live up to that TBR, which is almost inevitable because my eyes are very big when it comes to books. I'm sure that many or most or all of you can relate to that. But I have so many wonderful books that I want to read, and I think I'll get to the majority of them, that's fair to say. But yeah, so far, summer's underway, and it's been a great summer so far, and I hope that will continue with lots of great reads. But it was a lot of fun to get reactions from you guys in the comments to what I'm hoping to get read. So yes, thank you again. And I had a just brilliant time with Iskar Jarek on the Dear Dr. Fantasy episode that I made with him, and it was a wide-ranging discussion once again, but we did talk about Malazan a wee bit, so that did come up, and a lot of other things. But I thought it was a really fascinating conversation that we had about adaptations. That seems to be something that's in the air a lot lately, at least in our little corner of BookTube. So it was great to get Iskar's take on adaptations in general of fantasy. And we conjectured, it was more like a sort of a wishful thinking about possible adaptations of Malazan. We talked about other things, other series that he loves, and other topics, a little bit about being a dad and that good stuff. So it was a great time with one of the most generous and wonderful persons I have met on this platform. So I'm very grateful for that. And another thing I'm grateful for is that I had the discussions on Dust of Dreams, the 9th book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen, with my excellent friend, Dr. A.P. Canavan from A Critical Dragon. So yes, we did it. We got back on track. And we came back with a vengeance, in fact, with our discussions on Dust of Dreams. The spoiler-free discussion came out on my channel already, and there are two discussions that are filled with spoilers. We couldn't do it all in one video, so we had to do 2 videos on the spoilers from Dust of Dreams, Book 9 of Malazan Book of the Fallen. So look out for those on A Critical Dragon. And elsewhere, I was in another Malazan chat with a wonderful group of people over on Steve's channel, Steve Talks Books. That was on Book 3 of Malazan Book of the Fallen, Memories of Ice. I had a great time talking with them. Also, I was in a discussion on the first 3 books of the Dresden Files, a series that I'm only 4 books into, and very much looking forward to continuing in. That discussion took place on the channel J.R. Carroll. So I had a great time with that, talking with Joseph and others in that discussion on the Dresden Files. And also I was tagged by the brothers Gwyn with their very own, this is such a great tag that they created and so appropriate for those two, the Build Your Own Warband tag. So I have not yet filmed my response, but I am giving that some thought to build my own warband. It's kind of a fun project, actually. So I'm looking forward to doing that and responding to that video sometime in the next couple weeks. But I am giving that some serious thought. In terms of my reading, I finished Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. And it has been so good to read another Mark Lawrence book. I mentioned before how much, I've mentioned lots of times actually, how much I really love the 2 trilogies of his that I have already read. That is the Broken Empire trilogy and the Red Queen's War trilogy. And it is really cool to be reading something in a different world by Mark Lawrence. The review of Red Sister will be coming out next week. I plan to release that on Tuesday. So yeah, I'm just love this guy's writing. I think he is a brilliant and talented writer who does some interesting things. So I'll be talking about that in the review. And I look forward to the thoughts of any of you who might watch that. It'll be a spoiler-free review as usual. So even if you haven't read Red Sister, you are most welcome to watch that video. And I will also be doing a review of the self-published book Paladin Unbound by Jeffrey Spate. And this is part of the Archives of Evelium. Very much, this is my current read, and I am very much looking forward to having this read and reviewing it as well. After that, I will be reading another, these are pretty quick reads here for me, so book 6 of the Dark Towers. This is Song of Susanna, and this is where things get interesting. Well, things have been interesting all along in the Dark Tower series, but this is where things get really interesting. And I'm very, very, very excited to see where I fall in this, because I know that for a lot of fans, this is where they're like, adios, I can't go there. And other fans really embrace what Stephen King did here. I've been enjoying the weirdness of it, so I am betting right now that I'm going to have a lot of fun reading Song of Susanna. We shall see. But very curious to see what he does with this book. And there's a tortoise on the cover here too, so I don't know what he does with that. We'll see what Stephen King does. But I have a feeling I have some inkling, I think, of what he might be doing because of some of the stuff that began to appear at the end of Wolves of the Kala, book 5. So, I don't know, maybe I don't know, because frankly, this series has been probably the hardest to predict of anything I've ever read. He just goes wherever here. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm very excited for it. And after that, boom, The Crippled God. I will be finishing my reread of the Malazan Book of the Fallen. AP and I will be having our discussions, and I'm going to put a big S on the end of that because I'm sure that we will need multiple videos to talk about The Crippled God. Probably there will be future videos on the series as a whole. We're going to have, I think, lots of Malazan discussions even after we're done reading the final book, Book 10 of the Malazan Book of the Fallen. There's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about. So fear not, Malazan fans, there will be lots of content to come. And yeah, I mean, there's just, you can't do, I think, a couple videos on The Crippled God. You've got to have multiple videos, especially when talking with a critical dragon, because I know he's going to have some really cool insights, not only into this particular book, but the series as a whole. And I'm very much hoping I will have the tremendous opportunity to talk to the author, Steven Erikson, once again. That is something that I would love to happen. We shall see if that can happen. I will most certainly be making an announcement about that. And we're not done with Malazan, folks. A Sail by Ian C. Esselmont. This will be the final book in the great Malazan read that AP and I have been on. And this will be the last book for me to read in the entire published Malazan universe. And I am so excited. I've remarked a couple times already on how excited I am for A Sail. It is a book that Ian Esselmont promised that he wrote just for me. Well, I mean, that's not exactly what he said, but that's how I heard it. So we shall see. I'm very excited to see what Esselmont does in here. Based on the little hints I've had, I am pretty confident I'm going to love this book, but it remains to be seen. We shall see. The proof is in the pudding, as they say, right? So that's what I'm going to be reading pretty predictably. Those are my next reads. And after that, I will be reading some other exciting things. After I finish with A Sail, there's going to be the last book of the Dark Tower series to read in July. And also, I believe we will be starting, now this is very exciting to me, we will be starting our Wars of Light and Shadow read-along. Folks, it is happening. So, for those of you who have been waiting to hear the official announcement, here it is. We are going to be starting Wars of Light and Shadow, and I think we are shooting for late July for the first discussion. If it doesn't happen in late July, it'll happen in the beginning of August. So, it's a big book, Curse of the Mistwraith. So if you're going to be participating in that read-along, this is it. We are going to be discussing Curse of the Mistwraith, let's say end of July. So everybody's ready. Everybody's good and ready. So yeah, I am so excited for this. And I know it is going to be an incredible journey. It is going to be an incredible thing. And we're going to have so many great discussions on this series that is so richly deserving of these discussions. So yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And I so much look forward to your thoughts if you're participating. And I think when we do those discussions, we're going to have non-spoiler stuff for people who might be curious, especially probably in the beginning of the series. If you want to hear about it, we're going to have some non-spoiler content as well. So if you're curious about jumping on board, and it's never too late to join in the read-along. So yeah, that is going to be a great thing. I am sure of it. Also, I have some future episodes of Dear Dr. Fantasy planned, and I'll be appearing on a couple other channels. I will be making announcements about all that as I get near to the date. And in terms of my own little book stuff going on, I don't have any updates for the moment, but hopefully soon, hopefully by the live stream, I will have something to report to you guys. And I'm feeling good about that, though. So, more on that later. And that's it from me for now. Until next time.